Tonight on Bridge City News, Alberta now has 4 cases of the coronavirus within 4 days, but health officials say it is not something to panic about. Ontario's Liberals have elected Stephen Del Duca as their new leader yesterday, and he admits he has some hard work ahead of him in order to defeat Premier Doug Ford. And International Women's Day was marked with a local rally along Mayor McGrath Drive this afternoon.
Your nation, your province, your southern Alberta. From the heart of Lethbridge, it's Bridge City News with Paul Arthur.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Today is International Women's Day, with rallies being held around the globe, recognizing women and their contributions to society. Here in Lethbridge, the University of Lethbridge Campus Women's Centre organized a gathering held along Mayor McGrath Drive, adjacent to Henderson Lake Park.
We're here today to bring attention to the world, because this is International Women's Day, that we need to keep on the path to equality for women.
So the message this year that we're really trying to get out there is the importance of advocating for marginalized individuals, particularly the homeless individuals here in the Lethbridge community. We're really just trying to make sure individuals feel like they have dignity and that they are valuable. And we're really also just trying to make sure that they feel like they have a voice or they have someone advocating for them. I think it's really important that men get involved with these issues and to really help the women in the community get their voices out there.
The professional bull riding Monster Energy Tour wrapped up last night in front of a sold-out crowd at the NMAG Centre. Dakota Batar from Kindersley, Saskatchewan got his 3rd win in a row as he continues his perfect start to the season, holding on to the #1 spot in the Canadian National Bull Riding standings. Work on the Link Pathway project, which will build a pathway connecting Lethbridge with Coaldale, is expected to begin soon. It will wind through Lethbridge County along the St. Mary River Irrigation District Canal, providing a safer way for pedestrians and cyclists to enjoy the countryside. Project Chair Henry Duvet says the first phase of construction could begin in the spring or early summer. Phase 1 will run from Coaldale's Birds of Prey Centre up to the Vista Meadows subdivision. The final destination will be Henderson Lake. Stats Canada has released the latest job numbers. The Lethbridge Medicine Hat jobless rate for February came in at 4.6%, up by only 0.1% from January. However, our region still has by far the lowest unemployment rate in Alberta. Overall, the Alberta unemployment rate was unchanged at 7.2%. Nationally, the Canadian jobless rate was up 0.1 of a percentage point to 5.6%. Ontario's Liberals crowned Stephen Del Duca as their new leader yesterday, and with one campaign behind him, he's turning his mind to the next. The former cabinet minister had enough delegates at 59% to win on the first ballot, but looking forward to 2022, his task of trying to defeat Premier Doug Ford in the next election will be a monumental one, he acknowledged.
The next leader of the Ontario Liberal Party and the next Premier of Ontario, Mr. Stephen Del Duca, 1,258.
It is on your shoulders that we stand, and you will all be, all of you, and the nearly 40,000 members of our party province-wide. You are the foundation of what we will create, and what we will create is a modernized political movement that will hit the ground running, that will win the next election, and deliver progress for the people of Ontario.
There are no shortcuts to success in life. It is really about relentless hard work. And so I have stressed from the very beginning that we do need to hit the ground running on Monday. You're right, there are only 26 months until the next election. We do have to raise millions of dollars. We do have to find a slate of candidates that reflect all of Ontario's diversity. And most importantly, as I said earlier, in order to regain the trust of the people of this province, we need to make sure that we have a platform of compelling ideas that helps them understand that we have what it takes to govern for them and their families once again.
Health officials in Alberta, Quebec, and Ontario today announced new cases of the novel coronavirus. Quebec now has 4 cases, and there are now 29 cases of the illness in Ontario, while Alberta's chief medical officer says the province is now dealing with 3 presumptive cases and 1 confirmed case of COVID-19.
Late last night, we were also notified of 2 new presumptive cases. These are the 3rd and 4th cases of COVID-19 in Alberta. Case 3 is a male in his 60s who lives in the Edmonton zone. He had recently been on the Grand Princess cruise before returning to Alberta on February 21st. Case 4 is a woman in her 30s from the Calgary zone. She is a close contact of someone who had recently traveled in Europe, including visits to Ukraine, Turkey, and the Netherlands. This individual also lives in Alberta, and we are awaiting test results to determine if they are also a presumptive case. Both of our new presumptive cases are travel-related, and both are recovering in isolation at home with support from public health officials. This marks 4 cases in 4 days. For many, this may be alarming. I want to underline that 3 of these 4 cases are linked to a single cruise ship. It is also important to know that yesterday alone, 299 tests were done for COVID-19, and 297 of those tests were negative. What these cases do tell us is that the approach Alberta is taking is the right one.
So far, there have been no deaths from the virus in Canada. Passengers on board a cruise ship off San Francisco will be docking at Oakland. The ship is carrying 237 Canadians among the 3,500 on board, and 21 people have the coronavirus. Guests will be taken to federally operated isolation sites. In light of the situation aboard the Grand Princess and other cruise ships recently plagued by COVID-19 outbreaks, Canadian health officials are now advising people to avoid cruise ship travel. Meanwhile, a U.S. pastor and members of his church group touring the Holy Land are stuck at a Bethlehem hotel, where they are being held in quarantine after 7 hotel workers were diagnosed with coronavirus.
We toured Jerusalem and the old city, Jerusalem, which was a bucket list day for me, being a person of faith. And it was a great day. And then we came back to the hotel, and that night we found out that a tourist from Greece who had stayed at the hotel had gone home to Greece and had a positive test for coronavirus. So they told us that they were going to basically test all of the workers that night, and that the next morning we would probably need to find another hotel because they would be cleaning the hotel. So we got up the next morning, loaded up all of our luggage on our bus, and we took off. And we were on our way to Samaria to tour Samaria. And that's when we got the call. We were just going down the road. We got the call saying that we needed to come back to the hotel, that they had found more positive tests. For some of the workers, we called our U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, and they told us that we needed to listen to the local officials. So that's what we did. And we went back to the hotel. And that's how we ended up here. We came in and they told us we needed to go to our rooms. They put us all on one floor that they had disinfected and cleaned. So that's what we did, and we went there. And that's where we've been since then. But we're just trying to do the best we can. We're trying to get through it. We were tested yesterday for the virus. We're waiting for our results, but none of us have any symptoms. So we're really happy about that. And we're just, we're trying to make the days go by the best we can. We know that our God knows where we are, and we're trusting that he has a plan for this. And that really helps us throughout the day. If we didn't think there was someone in control and that there wasn't a plan, that'd be really hard for us.
At least 10 people were killed and another 23 remain missing after a hotel being used in China to house people quarantined for coronavirus suddenly collapsed. Authorities say 71 people had been trapped following the collapse of the building in the city of Gwangju the previous evening. Firefighters working through the night and into the next day have rescued 38 people so far. Recapping one of our top news stories, Alberta now has 4 cases of the coronavirus within 4 days. However, health officials are encouraging people not to panic and to practice proper hygiene. And a look at weekend weather. A few clouds tonight with a low of -12, but with the wind chill, it will feel like -18. A bit warmer tomorrow with sunshine and a high of +2. Most Canadian politicians say that the abortion debate will not be reopened. But Ruth Shaw, Executive Director of the National Campus Life Network, says the abortion debate should never be closed. Hal Roberts has that interview coming right up. But first, here's a look at what's happening in and around your community.
Here's your Bridge City News community calendar. Southern Alberta Men's Ministry is hosting Shine Be the Light Men's Conference on March 20th and 21st at University Drive Alliance Church. emceeing the conference is our very own BCN's Hal Roberts, with special guest speaker Pastor Leonard Anderson from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Tickets are $20 and $10 for college students. Purchase yours by visiting eventbrite.ca. For more information, call 403-327-4422. The Canadian Christian Business Federation is launching a Lethbridge chapter, and they invite leaders from all walks of life to a networking breakfast and presentation on Tuesday, March 24th, beginning at 7:15 a.m. at Smitty's on Merrimagrath Drive South. Hear from guest speaker, CCBF Executive Director Keith Knight. To confirm your attendance, email tony.ccbf@gmail.com. And that's your Bridge City News Community Calendar.